What's going on, viewers for the internet? I'm Variety Gamer 95, back with, I would say back for some more Kirby's Adventure, but this is actually the game's remake, Kirby Nightmare Dreamland. The story is the same, the core gameplay is the same, but of course the graphics are a bit better. There's some new sub-games, and there's even an unlockable sub-game where you can play as Meta Knight. The thing is, the sound test for Nightmare in Dreamland is actually available from the start of the game, and you can listen to all of the game's music and sound from the beginning. That's right, even the final boss. These are all mini-games. Gee, I didn't realize it was that far back. Anyway, I can delete this file. So, the thing that I wanted to show off were the different sub-games. Of course, the graphics are different, the gameplay is actually a bit tighter, a lot tighter actually, the difficulty is also a bit lower. The extra game in Nightmare in Dreamland can actually save your progress, and this is actually one of the biggest reasons why I chose to Let's Play Adventure and not Nightmare in Dreamland. Nightmare in Dreamland added the ability to play the main game multiplayer. You can play multipack with up to 2 to 4 players. This was actually the reason why I chose to Let's Play Kirby's Adventure and not Nightmare in Dreamland, because I would not be able to show off Nightmare in Dreamland's capabilities, not all of them, due to the simple fact that this is the Wii U Virtual Console, and even if I did have a physical game pack, my GameCube is busted as of this recording, and I don't exactly have any friends to play video games right now, except one good buddy. So we have Quick Draw, Bomb Rally, and Kirby's Air Grind as the sub-games for Nightmare in Dreamland. You can play the sub-game single pack, but not the main game. So Quick Draw, when you see the exclamation mark, quickly press A. It's basically the same thing as Adventure's Quick Draw, really. I think it's also kind of like Superstars as well. Because the opponents are even the same. See, there's Chef Kawasaki. The fourth guy is King DDD, and the last guy is of course Meta Knight. Never understood what was up with that thing on DDD's hair. Alright, of course you can... No, I didn't want to continue. Of course you can get extra lives this way in the main game. So this is Bomb Rally. Press A to hit the bomb. You can actually change where the frying pan Kirby is holding by pressing the A button before the bomb gets to you. Watch, see, I can demonstrate this. So I pressed A, and now I'm tossing it the other way. The bomb, of course, will get faster, and if that happens, then your Kirby is replaced by bubbles. At least it is if you're playing multiplayer. If you get out, then the game ends immediately. There's no way to tell where the bubbles is facing. There we go. I'm at least gonna get a second out of this. Oh, I got him. Nice. I got first place. If you get first place at a sub-game, then you get 3 extra lives. Alright, Kirby's Air Grind. Join the rail battle in the skies. So you're supposed to press and hold A to grind the rails, but you can't grind the black rails. What you want to do is you want to press A just as you pass the end of the black rail and release A as soon as you approach a black rail. You'll get a burst of speed this way. Here we go, just like that. If you try to grind the black rails, you'll be stunned for a few seconds. The courses in Kirby's Air Grind are also randomly generated. Like, you may have a short one like this, or you could have a long one. You can play this minigame as often as you'd like to get a good course. Alright, that's it. So I actually have to press A. Right, there's also boss endurance you can get for beating the main game. But if you beat the extra game, you get Meta Knightmare. Save Dreamland as Meta Knight. Meta Knightmare. Meta Knight has set out to practice his swordplay. Use his blade to clear the way. As this is a sub-game, you are unable to save, so you have to play it all in one go. It'll take around 1 hour to play this mode. This is basically Kirby's Nightmare Dreamland's extra game, where you play as Meta Knight. The problem is you only get 3 hits, and Meta Knight is actually quite a bit heavier. Okay, at least show off a little bit of this. Meta Knight's sword, the Master Sword, it can solve all puzzles. It can pound stakes, it can light fuses, it can do everything. So if you find yourself stuck, just swing Meta Knight's sword. You have to tap the A button to fly. Holding up doesn't do anything. You also can't play any sub-games as Meta Knight. And you also... I don't think you have to worry about getting any secrets either, because the museum's useless. Oh, by the way, these are Meta Knight's moves. Press B to swing your sword. You can still slide, of course. Press down and B in midair. You can press up and B to do an upward thrust. And of course you can fly as well, but you have to tap the A button. And Meta Knight does not ride the Warp Star, he just has his wings outstretched. Alright, so Meta Knight's sword is also pretty powerful. We still have Poppy Brothers. Oh, that was lucky. And like I said, we can slide. Meta Knight will thrust his sword forward as he does this. It's a pretty useful attack. Meta Knight also swings his sword underwater. Watch, you can do stuff like this. In the extra game, the energy drink restores only 1 health, but the M tomato still restores 2, because you only get 3 hits, see? Any instances where, any secrets where, which would require Kirby's inhale ability, the Meta Knight can't do. Okay, so we can still get this one up. Okay. I don't believe Meta Knight's wings actually deal damage in this game. It's worth noting that Nightmare Dreamland actually marked the first time Meta Knight was playable in the Kirby series. Pretty interesting. He'd go on to be a playable character in games like Return to Dreamland, Star Allies, Planet Robobot, not Triple Deluxe. Meta Knight is actually completely absent in Triple Deluxe, only making a few cameos and keychains. Meta Knight even managed to make an appearance in Super Smash Bros. He was playable starting in Brawl. It's also worth noting, and I think I said this before too. Oh yeah, Meta Knight has his down thrust as well, even though it's not. Oh, it is. I guess it is listed as moves. It's also worth noting, I think I may have said this in the main game too. Meta Knight's name was actually not revealed in the original adventure, only in Kirby's Avalanche, not Superstar Avalanche. I want to be careful here because there's actually a bit of a delay when Meta Knight does his dash swipe. You can still go to the museum, but it doesn't really do any good for Meta Knight. The copyability descriptions are also different in Nightmare in Dreamland. I don't really think I have the need to show them off though. And of course, Meta Knight doesn't toss invincibility candy. He's still it just falls from the sky. That's what happens to the invincibility candy. Could have sworn Meta Knight could do a swinging swipe, but I guess not. So, the way to think of Meta Knightmare is Meta Knight basically goes on a murderous rampage, defeating all the enemies and bosses in his way. You see, there's invincibility candy. I want that one up. Thank you. Alright. You can still use the Warp Star stations as you unlock them. And yeah, that's basically Meta Knightmare. It's basically a Meta Knight going on a murderous rampage. I should also mention that you do not fight Nightmare at the end of this mode. He's skipped. You just end at King Dedede. Alright. I did think about playing through the whole thing, but I don't think it really matters that much. Let's just go ahead and I have a control set up a little differently. Yeah, I may as well point out how I have them set up for this game. So, let me see here. I have the controls kind of set up to match Kirby Squeeze Squad, but not really. I have B as A, I have X mapped to select, and I have Y mapped to B, and then minus is a virtual console menu as it just saw me activate. Oh yeah, and for Game Boy Advance games in particular, you can activate Perfect Pixel Mode, which I actually prefer. I think it's coming out fine on the TV screen, on the recording, but not on my TV screen. prefer perfect pixel mode because it's really not that much smaller. And you can turn on and off screen smoothing. You can actually enable and disable this with pressing the right stick. Alright, so I guess that will just about do it for this game. Alright, I had a good time playing through Kirby's Adventure again. It was interesting to revisit. Alright, I guess that'll do it then. I'll see you guys next time for whatever comes next. Bye!